see it anywhere else. If anyone can help out, certainly tweet us in and let us know. But Harley Atwater might be the first person to have played the same team twice in consecutive weeks for different teams, if you can make sense of that. So Atwater was in the team for Warringah that got absolutely smashed 52-7. Now he potentially lines up for the Marlins this afternoon. I'm not quite sure what kind of help he'll be to Matt McGoldrick, the coach of the Marlins. Some kind of intel would be very valuable anyway, as the Marlins do look to turn things around or get their season on track, as the Marlins do make their way out onto the field. So just a couple of changes made by coach Matt McGoldrick. Fraser Tui comes in for Jack Veach on the left wing. Michael Adams had come back into the starting team for Semi Thamaisala. He'll play at fullback with Yule, who was the fullback last week, taking up a position on the right wing. Their team from 1 to 15 is as follows: Sio Totola, James Hildebrand, Connor Davidson in the front row, Van Stewart and Alex Dalzell the locks. Harry Bergelin, Mitch Ty, Max Douglas make up the loose forward trio. In the halves, Tim Donnellan and BJ Hartman. On the wings, Fraser Tui, as I mentioned, on the left, Yule on the right. In the centres, Hutana Coffin and Dennis Pilagaitau. Michael Adams is at fullback. For the visitors this afternoon, a very, very settled team. Just the one change made by Darren Coleman. In fact, it's their only change made in the first 4 games, remarkably. Peter Tangaloa comes in for Brendan Mitchell in the second row. As referee today, Dave Conway, gets set to wave play on. We'll get through the Gordon starting side shortly. But the action is underway here on swy999.com.au. In association with Clutch TV. Great to have your company wherever you are tuning in from. Manly it was kicking things off. Gordon returning it with a bit of interest. So the Marlins through their fullback Adams looks for the touch finder. And the first set piece will be a line out 5 metres short of halfway. Gordon ball. And that Gordon starting 15 is as follows: from 1 to 15, Brandon Fa'avaeli, Mahi Vailanu and Reece Brody, the front row, Jack Margin and Peter Tangaloa, the locks, Tom Silk, James Luff and skipper Geordie Goddard in the loose forwards. In the halves, Harrison Goddard and Rod Iona, Brad Quinn on the left wing, Tautala Tasi and Lucas Price in the centres, Amu Tuima Leolafano on the right wing, and Jalene Graham at fullback. Here's Gordon script from right to left from the line out through. Iona drops it back on the inside. It's a good carry up the left wing, just on the 22, left side of the field. Goddard, short ball, running onto it, crossing the 22. As the Stags go on the attack once again through Iona. Drops it off. Hard running. Loose forward there. Tom Silk. One of the many Gordon Juniors out there on the field today. Iona double pump to Tasi. Drops it back on the inside. Price heading towards the corner. Flings it in the field of play. Batted back. And still in the field of play. Still there for Gordon. Iona just stopped and then flings a wild pass out into the centre. Silk again. 20 out from the line, directly in front. The ball pops back. Here comes Fa'avaeli. Building pressure. The Highlanders at the moment. Centre field comes out to the right. And Gordon looks to have made some tweaks to their starting lineup, so we'll get those changes as soon as we can. Harrison Goddard, the short ball, just setting it up 8 metres out. Here's Vailanu. Manly struggling to get their hands on the ball for the time being, as Vailanu goes to ground once again. Penalty Gordon. Tackle not releasing is the call. So just 2.5 minutes gone in the first half. Manly 0, Gordon 0. So Manly currently sitting just outside the 6. 1 win, 2 losses and the 1 draw. Of course, 2 wildfires, as I mentioned in pre-game last week, 29 all. Last minute try and conversion getting them home. So we'll be Gordon with the line out, 5 metres out from the line. Right wing side. Good take in the middle of the line out in the more forms. It's a good response from the Marlins defence. Vailanu comes off the bat. 8 metres out from the line, and they're playing another advantage and another penalty. Not rolling away is the call. So we say good afternoon to Tom Coolican, former US International for the first time. You made it.
Spit bridge traffic got the better of me.
Oh, it's a nice drive, but it's a bit of a shocker.
It is. No, I was got caught up down there at Sydney University. Lost across the meeting. Great to be here. Is it you're in the Highlander?
How good is this? We're in a great spot. In a great part of the world. Another line out, this time taken by Goddard at the bat. Pops it up to his brother Harrison. It's a loose ball, eventually tied it up, but they've lost a lot of ground. And they're back on the 22 in centre field. But the referee has spotted a knock on, so the Marlins survive. 4 minutes of concerted attack. Come away with their line intact.
Really excited for this game, Robbie. Obviously, Manly coming off a draw.
You're inside.
Against the Hunter side, Gordon coming off a 6 of the best, trousers down, blocking off the Rats.
Just remarkable.
I'm not sure what's better, the game or Sam Boyd's post-match presentation.
That was one of the funniest things I think I've seen. And what is it about? Look, circumstance. Obviously, you've suffered a bit of loss, but as soon as you got one F-bomb, a second one.
It's not floodgates were open. Floodgates were open.
Oh, you got to feel he was apologetic to Louis Ransom straight away, but still apologised. Sorry again. Sorry. No, there's been a remarkable start to the season, and all the chat has been about Gordon.
Is it their year?
Well, that was part one of my question. Is it their year?
The question is, I was actually chatting to Brian Billy Melrose, his son, Ben, about this. Is University's cavalry, is it too big, is it too strong to come back? And can this Gordon side weather that momentum of a University side? Because we've seen in the past, Norths and Eastwood, all these great sides, but 2010 when you had Dean Marm and you had Skelton and Barry Barnes, all these great players coming back, and they couldn't compete. And that was because the gap between the amateur and the professional game is closed. So I think this Gordon side, particularly with Rodney Iona, who spent a lot of time with the Brumbies, been amazing. Harrison Goddard with the Rebels, that 9-10 combination they've played against these guys. They're no strangers to the professional game.
And the talented juniors coming through as well. It's a
perfect complementary side. Having that experience of guys that have played the professional game with that youth coming through. Gordon's always been in the rugby heartland. I was a junior there, and they got shipped off to Sydney University to the college system like everybody else did when he got the opportunity. So they've maintained their colds, and they've got some experienced guys in those playmaking roles.
From the line out, Gordon left inside, clean ball into midfield, and they're brought down just short of the 22. Harrison Goddard hands it off to Jack Margin. Still centre field, Gordon. And they swing it out to the right. Here's Price. Talented youngster, Lucas Price, his first year back in rugby union after a couple of years playing league straight out of high school. Good run there from Tangaloa. Gordon swings it left to Iona. Second man play to Tarsi. Gets around one. Can he find the support back on the inside? It was a bit of a wild pass, and the open side Bluff couldn't handle it, so it will be scrum feed to the Marlins, about 10 metres out from the line and 5 from touch.
Love the enterprise way Gordon are playing. Look at that line breaks. Gets the left hand free, looks for the inside offload. And as well, the support from Luff coming deep and coming from behind. It's the stuff that you can't teach. This is a side that has played and trained together a lot. Great coaching staff of Darren Coleman, Liam Winton and Brian Melrose. Former Manly first grade coach, so he'll have a point to prove.
Now the second part of my question. Shoot. University are top of the table, and no one said anything about them. Is it possible for the students to be running under the radar?
It's a young side. You look at them on paper and there isn't a whole lot there, but what you do have is Rob Taylor's legacy, and you have a side that has played together and knows how to win games and doesn't know how to lose them. A lot of that side has come through from Colts and won multiple first-grade premierships.
Success breeds success.
It does. I mean, look at the Crusaders, the Melbourne Storm, the New England Patriots.
Top spinner from Donnellan from the base of the ruck there. Hands possession back to Gordon, and it's Tarsi in the centres handing it off out to the right-hand side, and it's a good carry straight up the top there. Amu Tuima Lealafano back up to the 22. Now Silk again. Comes a couple of metres out to the left. Goddard. Double pump there from Tarsi. It's been one of the standouts for Gordon in this back line. In fact, the whole team is just humming. Graham up from fullback to the second row at margin.
It was
dummies.
Then.
He's brought down just inside the 22. Here's Harrison Goddard. Big run from Reese Brody. 17 metres out from the line. Vailanu plays scrum half, hands it off to Tangaloa. Iona skips up to the line looking for the offload. It's loose. Dived on by a Gordon player, so they still have possession. 22 metres out and 20 in from the right wing side. Harrison Goddard digs in. It's slow. It's been knocked on. Bodies in the way there, I think, did not help Harrison Goddard. But they're really putting on a lot of pressure. 8.5 gone in the first half. Manly nil, Gordon nil. But the Marlins just struggling to get out of their own 22 at the moment.
Yeah. Look, as we've seen from the Super Rugby sides, if you can't exit, and you struggle to get out of your own 22, you're just playing back foot rugby. And this Gordon side, combined with consistency of a pretty rock-solid type 5 and a very, very good scrum, this is not what you want, a scrum in a dangerous part of midfield here.
The first scrum that Gordon did have was a defensive one. The Marlins with the feed inside the 22, and they were going backwards. They did very well to get a quick release, but early signs there.
Big tickets on this Gordon scrum. Big tickets.
And they, some big bodies and some experienced heads as well. Perfect blend.
Scrum for Manly there.
And as Donlan feeds, the front rows go down. Referee says play on. Comes back for, I think that's half, might be, is that Atwater starting?
There were some issues with BJ Hartman's hamstring or calf strain, I think it was.
Well, he was originally named in the starting 10, and there were concerns about whether he would be out there, but it is...
That's 100% Harley Atwater. The
guy
has no hair, that's Harley Atwater.
So he's straight back into action. Can you think of any other player who's played the same team consecutive weeks for different teams, if that makes any sense? That must be a first.
It's like that great quote from basketball. Players change teams and teams change cities. Warringah and Manly too. Slightly controversial.
The reverse Sean Maloney.
That's it.
Well, I mean, well, is it really? Because he was a Manly junior.
You wonder what's going on in Warringah. I'd say Sam Wood's post-match presentation indicated some sort of frustration. You've got your 10 leaving a week later. What's happening Tuesday night down at Rat Park?
He did say he was looking for more opportunities to cement a position as a 10, and they've, he's walked into starting 10 this afternoon.
Look, Harley Atwater's a very good player.
Very good player.
With all due respect, he did drop that ball at the line versus Randwick.
But he has won matches for them as well, and with his goal kicking. So 2 areas that the Marlins have struggled with. Meantime, Gordon win possession off their own line out. 5 short of halfway, Marlins territory. So really dominating territory stat at the moment. Possession as well. About 45 out from the line, centre field. Iona just drops it in behind.
Nice
sweeping
touch
across is Adams, and it rolls out over the touchline. So a chance to put some pressure on at line out, and it is one area across all teams in the Shute Shield this season. The line-out has not been great.
Yeah. That's the issue of having no pre-season. The line-out is arguably the most contestable, area of a rugby game. You look at the scrum, the line-out, the breakdown, and it's a great opportunity to have a 50-50 go at it. And without that pre-season, without the combinations, we also don't have a huge amount of big second rowers running around. That's the thing which doesn't help either. So no surprises there. But James Hildebrand, look, he's got a great throw on him, very experienced guy. Manly's line will be rock solid today.
And they did win it there on that occasion. About 10 out from their own line. Donlan diving on the loose pass, and he goes back to Atwater deep inside the try line.
This is dangerous.
Does not find touch. Taken by Tuima Lealefano. Swings it in field for Talatasi Tasi over to Brandon Quinn. His first touch of the afternoon. One of the leading try scorers in the competition thus far. He's brought to ground 5 in from the left wing side, about 30 out. Harrison Goddard to Iona. Silk again. Put to ground by a couple as Goddard puts a little top spinner over the ruck.
Not his best.
Just a little bit too deep.
Yeah.
And it's marked by Adams, about 5 out from his own line.
I just love the confidence which Gordon are playing with. Rodney Iona spent years with the Brumbies, and we all know they probably have the best program in Australia. We've watched James Slipper and Tom Banks go over there and grow a leg. Irene Simone is exactly the same thing. And just the composure that Rodney Iona has there at 10. There's also a bit of this is it for Gordon. Darren Coleman's leaving to go to America.
Yep, absolutely.
This is their opportunity, this is their chance.
So the kick doesn't find touch from the free kick, and it comes to Tasi over on the right wing side.
Well.
Skips around one, hands it off to Tuima Lealefano, flings it back in field, but it was forward. So it will be Marlin possession with the advantage.
Great Gordon flair here. This is Gordon of the 90s.
And it's great to see.
Yeah.
Ball comes back for Atwater, who's basically been doing that all afternoon, just clearing his lines. He does find touch just on the 10-metre line, still inside their own half. It looks to me they do have a bit of a breeze at their back. It's somewhat across the field. Just about perfect conditions out there, really. It's the weight of possession, the weight of territory currently in favour of Gordon. 26.5 remain in the first half. Still scoreless between the Marlins and the Highlanders. Do you call them the Highlanders or the Stags? I know they went through a rebrand, apparently, which is why everyone's...
The way it used to work as Linfield Junior, with the Stags were the best team, then it was the Bucks and the Highlanders.
Right.
So I'm going to say, I do say the Highlanders, that's a traditional thing, but if we're going to go in hierarchy, I'm going to go the Stags. I was a proud Gordon Junior.
I'm happy with either, to be honest.
Interchangeable?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Manly have possession on their own 10, just working themselves a bit more centrally.
It's great to see. There's loads of Gordon old boys down here now. It's funny, when a side wins a couple of games together, people get their tails up.
Oh, as Atwater finds touch on the full from centre field. But it is one area that Darren Coleman's done a lot of work in. When he came in, it was a concerted effort from him to bring the old boys back in.
Yeah,
and it's paying dividends.
Yeah, it's coming to fruition. Darren is a really good club operator.
He just gets it.
He takes the director of rugby role quite seriously. He recruits well. He understands the importance of good Colts program, the good retention and recruitment that you've got to have to drive through. It takes, but the Gordon board, led by Rourke, they've backed him, and I think also as well that they've given him time for those guys to develop and those players to develop.
So the throw not straight. It was a shortened line out, but Vailanu over-clubbed it a touch and Margin couldn't reel it in. The referee did say it was not straight to begin with. So in these kind of conditions, it's a bit blustery out there.
It's always blustery at Manly on that other side of the field. I used to hate throwing here, Robbie.
Playing a shortened line out, surely you just have to play simple line-out stuff here.
Look, when you're struggling with your line-out, you want to go to the 4 or the 5 man, and you see sides do that. Try and reduce the amount of opposing bodies in there. Get your slips. If it's windy particularly, you want players coming forward. It's a flatter throw. Get the confidence up.
And it's messy for Atwater from the scrum. Kicks it on his 22. Keeps it centre of the field. Falls into the hands of Tarsi. Gets it away to Tuima Lealefano. He steps his way up to the 10-metre line and is brought down. Ball comes back for Goddard Iona. His first tactical kick.
Class.
Just brilliant, finding space and plenty of it.
Not a great chase there. It's not going to matter though. It's going to make a 10, 20-metre net gain. That's a 30-metre net gain there for Rodney Iona. Smart footy.
It was Fraser Tui on that occasion finding touch over on that left wing side. So struggling to think of if Manly have actually set foot on attack.
They're not getting out of 22, Robbie.
Really struggling at the moment.
Let's be honest. They've put a new 10 in during the week and probably on a Thursday night.
Oh,
this is the first time,
one training session.
First time him and Timmy Donlan have played with each other. They're both experienced players. They haven't played together.
And Jermaine Graham, they couldn't reel it in, so a chance for the Marlins on the attack through Piligai Tau, the step and fend, and they're into Gordon territory.
Piligai Tau still running around, the veteran.
Scooped up off the deck by Donlan into the hands of Hilterbrand, and he crawls his way up over the 10. Chance to string some phases together. Atwater, second man play at the back.
Got numbers here.
Through Coffin, over on the left wing side now. 5 in from left touch, Donlan. Atwater steps off the right, takes the tackle, runs straight into Tangaloa, and he turns possession over.
Lost there, Harley Atwater.
Everyone stopped for a second, but they're playing advantage. He comes out to the left through Price. Steps off the left. Tall young man, a lot of big raps on just how talented this kid is. Goddard back in field for Silk. 5 in to Marlins territory, 15 in from touch. Centre field now, Vailanu. He's been arguably the best in the comp at the moment, but the pass, the offload was forward.
I just love the intent from Vailanu there. Look, that enthusiasm, that intent to get to an outside shoulder, steps up, squares, gets his hips and shoulders through and looks for that offload. It's Gordon's side. That natural instinct they have to get into space and look for the offload.
2 tries last week for Mahi Vailanu, 3 for the season. Tongan hooker actually started life when he moved from Tonga to Auckland, playing for Auckland Grammar. He started out as a scrum half. Moved to 10.
He saw the light.
And eventually eventually wound up as a hooker. But we have seen him play open side as well. In fact, it was Zane Hilton when he was down at the Rising who suggested he try out as a 7 as well. Yep. And you see his work over the ball. He's won a number of penalties and turnovers.
He's got that To'o Latu look about him as a player.
Very, very talented player.
Really hard to remove off the ball. That's the To'o Latu. Played fly half for Canterbury Juniors.
There you go.
All started him and Jake Gordon with a 9 and 10 combination. You want to have, and look, when you have those front rowers that have the ability to offload and have those skills. Kyle Sinclair for England as well. Having a tight head prop that is a big body, it's hard to move over the ball and has the ability to offload. That's what we're seeing from the modern front rower. If they can add that string to their arsenal, it's like having a tight end in NFL. It's just it's a different kind of caliber of play, that versatility.
Our sponsors, Virtual Builders Australia, your residential estimating specialist, virtualbuildersaustralia.com.au. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here on swatch9.com.au and on Clutch TV. Tom Coolican and Robbie Feldman bringing you all the action. There's 20 minutes left in the first half. It's still scoreless here at Manly Oval. Valaina is only 23 years old, but you just get the sense if he can string a couple of good seasons together, he's destined for more.
Yeah, there's some serious gaps in the hooking ranks across the franchises, and that's an area where the Tier 2 nations, America particularly, struggled. That's why I took my skills elsewhere, went to America.
Yes.
Those skill positions.
You turned out all right.
Yeah. Those skill positions, I mean, that's where the depth is lacking. And you look at the Waratahs, I mean, Joe Cotton probably isn't quite ready to play Super Rugby yet, to be completely honest.
But he's gotten that taste.
Yeah, he's got that taste.
And now he's come back.
Yeah, now he's come back. It's a good opportunity. And look, there's two ways to look at this. Like, do we have a depth problem, or do we have players that are going to seek that opportunity and make the most of it?
From the penalty at the scrum, Atwater finds touch, and it's a good one. So their first foray into Gordon's 22. Good chance to launch some kind of attack after spending quite some time in their own end of the field.
It's the first time they've been in the 22, Robbie. Great opportunity here. James Hildebrand.
Just lobs it into the back. Nice take at the back by Douglas. Atwater into the centres through Pili Gaitao. Steps off the right and straightens. Lucas Price did very well to initially hold him up. Eventually smuggled back to Donlan, hands it off to Tatola, front rower. 18 out from the line and about 20 in from the right wing side. They're on the attack through Hildebrand. Great tackle. Opposite number. Yep. 2 on 2. Donlan hands it off to the lock forward, Van Stewart. Donlan again for Atwater. Second man play at the back.
It's a bit lateral there for Manly. Not
Coffin,
much going forward.
Centre field. Just shy of the 22, and they stay left-hand side. Hildebrand, another carry. Price getting in underneath as well. Donlan comes out to Tatola, wasn't expecting it. And he crawls his way up to the 22. Still in the centre of the field. Once again, Donlan comes out through Dalzell.
There's just not much going on here, is there, Robbie?
They're playing advantage. Atwater stepping, slipped out of one, smuggles it back to Pili Gaitao. 5 in from the right wing side, 10 out from the line now. No advantage, will come back for the penalty offside. Now, was one facet of play that they really dominated last weekend against the Rats. They just did not let anything 10 metres out from their line, just nothing.
Yeah, the defence was rock solid. You look at the breakdown, Gordon aren't committing in numbers at all. They're trying to push Manly to width if possible and get that line speed and force an error. Going for the choke tackle there. Saw it was Lucas Price trying to get under his opposite number. Pili Gaitao. Filanu, though, it's a bit of momentum from Harley Atwater's line break there. Filanu got over the ball. Unsung hero there. That was a big play.
So just under 18 to play in the first half, and the first chance at points for the Marlins, and it will be off the boot of Atwater. 22 out from the line and about 16 in from the right wing side. It was, as I mentioned in pre-game, one area that the Marlins have struggled with is kicking off the tee. Just 2 from 6 last weekend against the Wildfires, 2 from 5 the week before.
This could be Harley's first points as a Marlin. Made the trip down Pittwater Road.
Steps back, comes in, stabs it through the posts. Flags go up. First points.
He's officially a Marlin.
He is back in Marlins colours and he's on the board. Manly 3, Gordon 0 with 17 to play.
unbelievable. They haven't spent more than a minute in the 22. They've come away with points. This Manly side won't go away, that's for sure.
Definitely. For our program sponsors, Virtual Builders Australia, your residential estimating specialists. Manly 3, Gordon 0. And first restart for Iona, and he goes deep, hangs it high in the air. It's a good chase through as well. Taking the ball in man, it was Brendan Quinn who was first on the scene. As the Marlins look to set things up, Donlan with the box kick, goes down the channels.
Not a bad exit.
Not a bad exit, up towards the 10-metre line. And they do gift possession back to Gordon via the line out. We'll take a quick look around the grounds thanks to behindtheruck.com.au at Bon Andrews, Norths 10, Hunter 0 at Lidcombe, Eastwood 14, 2 Blues 0. Yet to see a score between Randwick and Penrith, Union Souths and Warringah v West Harbour. So Gordon with the line out, Vailanu can't find the target again, playing advantage, the knock on from margin. So the Marlins have a chance to get out of their own half again through Atwater.
It's always windy on that side of the field. Tough to get a line out at the back.
And it's awkward for Tui Lealefano, who did well. Skips out of one, heads centre field. Hildebrand did enough to slow him down. Goddard to Tangaloa. Ball in two hands. Gets the pass out the back to Iona. Skip ball to Price, heading down the left wing. Tackled by Adams and Yule. Back into Marlins territory. Tangaloa again. Over the ball is Piligai Tau. They did well to get possession back. Iona, second man play to Tarsi. Ooh. The referee has called a stop to play here.
I'm not sure what's happened there, but that was a serious opportunity for Gordon on the right-hand side.
Well, the referee, I think, on the advice of the assistant on the near side here, wants to have a chat. It's Adams and Tarsi who are being spoken to. In fact, it's the two fullbacks, Adams and Jolene Graham. Interesting there. Referee calling a halt to play straight off the bat. And it will be a scrum to Gordon. So I wonder if the ball came off the referee there.
Yeah, you think, or maybe there was a first knock on by Manly. That's the only other possibility. Gordon was looking at a 3-on-1 opportunity on that right-hand side with some serious speed to burn out there.
So maybe sigh of relief for the Marlins.
So, got one for free then.
And a quarter of an hour remaining in the first half. And Swire Sport is your home of the Shoot Shield in 2020, plus live A-League action in the summer, more NBL games live than any other station. Swire 999 and swire999.com.au.
I know I was late, Robbie, but did you sample the food? Because it smells pretty good from where I'm standing.
I haven't had a chance, no, but I've been told the brisket is absolutely perfect.
That's the tick of the litter? Okay.
Chance out on the right wing side from the scrum, through the hands of Quinn. Tarsi flicks it out the back to Tuima Lealefano. 5 metres out from the line, 5 in from the right wing side touch. On the attack, go Gordon. Now it's Jordan Goddard. Still a couple of metres out. Harrison Goddard picks and goes himself. Do well under their massive bodies to get anywhere near the try line there. Slow ball coming back. Just lining things up. Tangaloa has a dig. Goal line defence important here for the Marlins.
Got to get line of the ball.
Another pick and go from Gordon. Still a metre out, right in front of the scoreboard here at Manly Oval. Just need to be patient as well. Another pick and go. Margin, I think it was.
I don't think Jack Martin is the one to get over the line, though.
Tangaloa. They're creeping in field. So maybe a chance to exploit the blind, but it's a penalty to the Manly Marlins. Man over the ball, had rights to it. Peter Tangaloa, Gordon's second rower, pleading his innocence.
That was Max Douglas on his feet over the ball. You looked at Manly there, some really good, solid defence. First player in at that ruck was going low, hitting under the ball, taking the ankles out. Gave the opportunity for Douglas to come over and take the ball then. Just a little bit lucky from Gordon, a little bit narrow, a little bit one-dimensional. Better off playing off the width there. That's where you need your playmakers, your 9s and 10s to step up. When a little bit quiet. Often it happens when you've had a really easy win like they did last week. It comes to you quite easily, so you haven't been forced to think creatively.
That was another question of mine. Is there any chance that complacency can creep in?
Absolutely. When you're knocking off the Rats by 50 points, of course complacency is going to sink in. coming off a high like that, that's the most dominant display I've seen from a Gordon side in the last 10 years.
Oh, in a long time.
When was the last time Gordon beat Ringer by 50 points? Just wonder, coming off a high like that, Manly coming off a draw, point to prove.
Well, it is an interesting stat as well. History is against the Gordon side. Haven't won here at Manly Oval
really
since 2008.
It's hard winning here, Robbie. Coming to Manly and winning is always hard.
Good line-out win there from the Marlins. Clean ball for Donnellan. It's out to Douglas. First runner. He gets outside the 22. Now Berglund. Centre field. Marlins keeping hold of possession. 11.5 to play in the first half, and they lead by 3 points to 0. Donnellan back for Atwater with a wide pass over the left to Adams, I think that is, and he skips out of the tackle. Iona did well to bring him down.
Did enough.
Comes away through the Manly forwards again. Up towards the 10-metre line. Centre field now. And playing advantage for the knock-on, so it's a chance for Gordon. Through the hands of Silk. Pick and drive. 5 short of the 22. Margin. Vailanu comes out to Tarsi on the left wing side. Brandon Quinn in space. Brandon Quinn heads in field.
Still going.
Still going up over the line and scores. Brandon Quinn, the Aussie 7-star, in fantastic form to start 2020. Gordon, the first 5-pointer of the afternoon, and they lead by 5 points to 3.
Pretty straightforward turnover ball then. Gordon, look for width, look for space. Simple 2-on-1. Brandon Quinn showing that professionalism that he's kind of booked in our sevens program. How strong was he at contact then? Carried 3 blokes over the line. It's quite an innocuous try there, Robbie. Wasn't much on at all.
Great solo effort. He is pretty elusive. Scored a cracking try last weekend against the Rats as well.
We see the sevens boys come back to shoot shield, and they're so good at contact.
Yeah.
So good. O'Donnell, you know, long bottom, Quinn, these guys are really good at contact. They're ultimate professionals and showing. Great having them back.
Oh, they've been a breath of fresh air.
I know they're struggling to get funding at the moment. AIS doesn't want to pay anything. Rugby Australia doesn't want to pay anything. We've seen the RFU, the English Rugby Football Union, has pulled all funding from the English sevens side. So look, we'll take him in the 15-man game.
Absolutely.
Great asset.
As Iona comes in, judges the win beautifully, swings it back in between the sticks. The flags go up, and they extend their score out to 7-3 with 10 remaining in the first half.
Breathe a bit of life to this game.
And that's, well, he was heading into this game, he was 1 point behind the leading point scorer, so that takes him to 48 for the season. And Brandon Quinn outright first on the try-scoring charts now with his 5th for season 2020. Atwater with the restart goes deep into the hands of Iona, skips around one. Beautiful bit of candy sold there. It was classy number 10. Just outside their 22 through Brody now. It's a good carry. It's just centre field sitting there. Harrison Goddard. Just trying to work out what he wants to do here, and he'll go for the box kick. Keeps it in the field of play, taken over on that left wing side by Doherty. Or, excuse me, Fraser Tui. Heads up to halfway, the centre of the field. Comes back for Atwater, just drops it on the toe. And
nice touch.
Uses the wind perfectly. Tui Malea-Lefano just misjudged it a little bit. Went over his head, so it's a Gordon line out just past their 22. Really, 9 minutes remain.
Really falls away on that side of the field. Atwater playing the contours.
It's almost
like a local.
Referee's corner.
That's it. The old bump and run.
Former Manly junior back in the blue and red for the first time in a couple of years. As Gordon find the mark this time, it's Geordie Goddard with the clean take. Tungaloa is there as well. Pops back for Goddard, who goes for the box kick. It's high. Judges this one pretty well to keep it in the field of play. Puts Tui under a bit of pressure. Ball comes back for Adams. He was put down late in the tackle, and the referee is now playing advantage. Donnellan for Atwater. Heads in field, straight into the shoulder of Tarsi. Still under advantage here. Here's Douglas. This 2-metre giant. Talented young player, no advantage, so we'll come back for the penalty. Max Douglas has been one of the best this year for the Marlins. 4 tries for him as well. Of course, narrowly missed out on the Under-20 World Cup last year. So he has a bit of a point to prove. 20 years old. And is definitely one with a bright future.
Absolutely. Particularly with the likes of Matt Phillip, Isaac Rodder heading overseas. There is a real void in that second row position, back row position. We need big bodies like that playing the game, not going to AFL.
So from the penalty, on their own 10-metre line, Atwater looking for touch. It's a difficult angle for him to get any kind of great distance. He gets up over halfway. So the Marlins will have throw into the line out. 7 minutes to go. Hildebrand looks short. Nice take by Ty, the open side. Comes into the hands of Tui, the left winger. 5 metres into Gordon territory. Donlan again. And Hildebrand just snatched at it.
It's opposite number.
Hard hands.
Too.
Yeah.
Railanu.
Maybe had a little Bo Peep.
A little Bo Peep. Old Cecil, not impartial to a Bo Peep.
Played in the 2019 Rugby World Cup against Tonga.
Great to have James Hildebrand back playing club footy. Great to have that experience. Need to keep players in the game past their 30s.
That kind of experience is just invaluable for
Absolutely.
Such a young crop that's coming through.
Having Sam Needs, for example, at Ringer, he adds so much. We're seeing guys like Dave Bortz come back for Randwick. Players like that. Paddy Ryan starting for Sydney University today, which is great.
Great to see him back.
Up against Tim Metcher, his old sparring partner.
Front rows go down. Referee says play on, playing under advantage through the hands of Tarsi over on the right wing side. Across halfway. No advantage, will come back for the penalty. So a chance to drive it deep into the corners. As your More Music breakfast show is Swar Brecky with Busco, 5:30 Monday to Thursday and 6 a.m. Fridays on Swar 999. On Swar 999. So 5 metres shy of halfway, a chance for Iona to look long. And he obliges, so the line out a couple of metres short of the 22. 5 minutes to go. Gordon 7, Manly 3. Another chance to go to work from the line out.
Really important set piece platform they have here, Robbie. Great launch. Obviously got Quinn on the far left wing here. Saw what he did last play, and they've underthrown that.
Good steal at the front, batted back onto the Marlins side.
Struggling to get that shape on the line out in this wind.
Ball sits there for Donlan, who will go to the boot himself. Kicks this one long, stays in the field of play. Now Tui Malialefano swings it into Graham. Steps up, met in the tackle of Coffin. Just shy of the 10. Goddard in it, dummy half to Quinn, the try scorer. Skips his way up to the tackle of Bergelin. He's put down 5 short of halfway. Left wing side, and the ball's left behind in the tackle. Contact, knocked it loose. Pats on the back, go to Yule there, the right winger. Manly have the scrum.
Yule on the, it gets the bloke literally on the opposite side of the field. Running for Evie Ellie. Had a big Bo Peep there. That's going to hurt on the Monday video session. Been stripped by a winger.
You go around the grounds thanks to behindtheruck.com.au at Bon Andrews, North 17, Hunter 3, Eastwood 26, 2 Blues 0 at Lidcombe Oval. At Coogee Oval, Randwick 14, Penrith 3. Still yet to see a score between University and Southern Districts at the University Football Ground, and at Pittwater Park, it's West Harbour 7, Warringah 0. From the scrum, the Marlins through Donlan and Atwater, crossing halfway now through Coffin, into the hands of the left winger Tui. He's tackled 5 in from touch, left wing side, just short of the 10. Gordon territory. Donlan hands it off to Douglas. Head down. Still on the 10 metres line there. He stays short side. Adams up from fullback. The dummy wasn't bought by margin. But they're making ground.
Good line from Hildebrand. Gets the grain.
Just short of the 22. They're making post-contact meters, and the ball was knocked down in the tackle. A chance here. Piligai Tau hands it back to Douglas. 10 metres out from the line, 5 in from the left wing touch. Piligai Tau played half. Bounce pass to Coffin. Tackled by Vailanu, so they've lost a little bit of ground. Still on the attack. Comes out to the right-hand side. Atwater steps up to the defensive line, and he's dumped in the tackle. And Gordon committed nobody there to that one. To that ruck, just saving their numbers. Vailanu made the tackle and went in over the ball. Possession still there for the Marlins. Douglas, good hands. Piligai Tau tries to pass it infield. It's taken there by Dalzell. Now Ty, the open side.
It's a bit high there, but he's done well.
5 metres from the line. 7 in from the left wing touch. Tatola. Nice grass cutter from Vailanu. Donlan, Atwater, straightens and straight through.
Obstruction there.
Obstruction is the call from the referee. The frustration there from Harley Atwater. Just spiked it into the ground in annoyance with the call. It did seem a little too easy.
Yeah, there's obstruction there. We were in the bunker. That'd be definitely no try. Penalty. Referee got it right. Don't have the benefit of a TV review, but I can assure you that was an obstruction. Harley Atwater strolling in like a touch football, try untouched under the post. Well, doesn't come that easy against Gordon inside the 10-metre line.
Well, you say if it went to TMI, I have little faith in video technology at the moment.
I got to
say, it was available, unfortunately.
I've got to say that could be a pivotal moment of the game, though. Manly really needed to come away with some points then.
Yeah.
They were looking ominous.
And you can count basically on one hand the amount of attacks they've had inside the 22.
Yeah. No, they really needed to capitalise on that opportunity there.
So Vailanu with the line out this time.
I would have thrown that as well, but gotten away with it.
Margin bounced it into the hands of Goddard. Now it's centre field for Lucas Price. Just short of the Marlins 10. Here's Margin again. Centre field. And they stay left. Iona. Ball in behind Tatasi. Quinn running in the channel. That left wing channel where he's been so deadly to start season 2020. Now Vailanu lays it back. Goddard to Iona, the crossfield kick, running onto it. Tuimili Ilafano takes it on the fly. Looks to get around Coffins. Has support in Price. Still playing in... Oh, in fact, it came off a Marlin hand. A knock-on was the call from the referee, so they'll have the scrum. Be about 12 metres out from the line, so great opportunity here as we tick down to half-time. Seconds remaining. Gordon still leading by 4 points. Getting a score update from University Oval. It is the Students leading by 7 points to 0 over Southern Districts. So the bell will ring very shortly for half-time. Program sponsors Virtual Builders Australia, your residential estimating specialists. Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you're tuning in, via Clutch TV and on swar999.com.au. Gordon with the scrum feed, 15 in from the right wing side.
Platform.
Iona, well, he tried the in pass, but it was dropped by Talatasi, and that's going to bring a close to the first half. Heavily dominated by the visitors, Gordon, today, but the score is only 7 points to 3.
A bit of an anticlimactic finish of the first half there, Robbie. Manly and Gordon both had great opportunities to score. Both butchered those. This game is very much up for grabs. Anyone's for the taking.
Where it is the visitors currently, Gordon 7 points to 3, leading at half-time. You take a quick look around the grounds for behindtheruck.com.au at Bon Andrews, Norths 22, Hunter 3, Eastwood 33-2, Blues 0 at Lidcombe, at Coogee Oval, Randwick 14, Penrith 3. University Football Ground, it's the Students leading 14-7 over Southern Districts, and Warringah 7, West Harbour 7. Joined by former US international Tom Coolican. Kulo, as the teams back out on the field and they swap sides, what do you think is the key message from the coaches?
Oh, look, probably a little bit more composure from both sides. Manly, we wanted to exit. They played way too much footy in their own 22 defending. That's firstly, that's exhausting. Secondly, you can't win games from your own 22. So that'll be the message there. Exit, exit, exit. From a corner perspective, I want to clean up that line out a little bit, clean up the breakdown, and just increase the opportunities they're going to have, just to score in that red zone, because they're getting in there, they're not capitalising them, through basic handling errors. You expect, after coming off a 50-0 win against Warringah, this is when the good sides really kick on. We have to see Rodney Iona, Harrison Goddard slow things down a bit, clean up that set piece. I'm loving the touches from Rodney Iona behind the plays. Very delicate with the foot.
He has been one of the, arguably the best buy in the Shute Shield at the moment.
Can you say that term, buy and Shute
Shield?
Recruit.
Recruit. That's what I meant.
Let's take a leap out of the NCAA and use the term recruit. Recruit.
So all in readiness. Yeah.
He's a super rugby quality player, Rodney Iona.
Oh, absolutely. Test experience as well, as it is the visitors who get things underway.
Timmy Donald's got a couple of kidneys there.
Oh, and he's
struggling to get up.
He's struggling to get up there as the pass comes back for Atwater, who keeps his kick low. Stays centre field into the hands of Graham. Skips up to the 10-metre line, so they go back on the attack here. To the Highlanders. Now Vaihanu met in a strong tackle. We'll get some scores from across the grade and the Colts in a moment as Iona tries to fires a pass into Silk, but he can't hang on to it, so they're playing advantage here.
Great ball from Iona. Silk was through a hole then. That was a dangerous opportunity.
Donlan comes back for Atwater. Thought about kicking. In fact, he does kick, keeps it short, bounces up into the hands of Graham. Bumps out of one tackle, stays in the left field channel, pops it up. A chance here. Tatala Tasi, he was heading towards the sideline. Ended up in the hands of Yule. And through the boot of Adams. Manly go long. Iona's back there. Plenty of time to weigh up the options, and he's got a pretty decent breeze behind him as well now. Atwater stays back. Crosses his 22, and he looks long. Straight up the middle of the field. Tuimili Lafano now from inside his 22, looks long, and he'll find touch. Decent exit. And Manly will have the line out just inside Gordon territory. And scores from earlier today. Colts 3, Gordon 29-21. Colts 2, another win for the Junior Stags, 24-19, and Colts 1, 31-0 there, so a clean sweep in Colts. In fact, just about a clean sweep across all scores. 4th grade Gordon 20-0, 3rd grade Gordon 31-5. The sole result that went Manly's way, 2nd grade 39-21. And from the line out, Manly swing it out to the left. Adams, well, maybe went forward into the hands of Tui there. It was a blind pass.
Get it away.
Did very well under a lot of pressure. And they have possession on Gordon's 10-metre line. 15 in from the left wing side now. Donlan waiting for it to come loose. Now it's Hildebrand. No changes made by either side at half-time. We can see now Pili Gaitau gets away from Geordie Goddard. Margin's there to wrap him up, but he popped it back. Nice work there into the hands of Mitch Ty, the number 7. Donlan, Atwater, double pump. Adams up from fullback. Nice hands from Bergeland into the hands of Fraser Tui, but a great tackle from Lucas Price. But the pass was forward.
Bergeland's caught one late. He's crying wolf. Touched on not having a bar of it.
And that was the pass. And saw him cop the shot.
Wasn't much in that.
So the Gordon will have the scrum feed about 25 out from their line and 7 metres in from touch. Their right wing side.
Good passage of play there for Manly. Looking for width. Atwater's controlling the ball well. Like to see if I could take the ball to the line a little bit more, square up the defence. A bit lateral Manly. Run a bit cross field. Need to straighten up your attack, have some options against the grain. Give those players outside a bit of space and opportunity.
SWAT 999. Sydney's West has the 70s till now while you work, plus programs to suit the whole family. Check out what's on at swat999.com.au or tune us in across Western Sydney and beyond on 99.9 FM. Glad to have your company wherever you're tuning in on swat999.com.au and on Clutch TV. Robbie Feldman and Tom Coolican with the action this afternoon from Manly Oval, and its temperatures dropped a little bit. Myself and the Clutch TV camera put on a jacket, so it's a little bit cooler than when we started.
Crisp little breeze there blowing off the water from South Stain.
That coastal breeze.
Yeah. I reckon I've thrown like 5 or 6 not straight line outs here at Manly Oval. It is so
Just
hard.
5 or 6?
Do you know how hard it is to break by Manly?
From the scrum, it's a good shove. And a dink over the top from Iona. Just didn't sit up for him. In fact, it just died in the ground.
Had the benefit of the advantage. That was the right option by Iona.
Geez, what he brings to this team is just, you literally don't know what he's going to do. That must be a nightmare for both sides.
We had a game against the Canberra Vikings in a Sydney University trial in 2015. He was an absolute handful. He's just got real class, delicate touches with the boot. Controls the play really well. Real classy, silky player.
Just brings that extra flair. It's not quite in the Carlos Spencer kind of mold, but you know that's probably the extreme of the scale. But just that kind of ability to think on the fly, just to change things up. It's so important to be aware for support runners, just to be aware and just stick with them.
It's that right combination between consistency that you want it as a 10, but also that flair and X factor.
It's the ability to break something open as the line-out goes short to Silk.
Liam Winchell, Gordon forwards coach, is a great line-out technician. He'll be frustrated with the first half of forwards there from the set piece.
It's a high kick, contested possession from Tui. Came up with nothing but air. But it is Manly possession. Just past their own 10-metre line. Adams now with a shank straight into touch from centre field. And that breeze did not help him there, so it's a line-out. Better position for Gordon now, midway, halfway in 22, left wing side. So a couple of those kicks heading out towards that far touch from centre field. Just going on the full.
That was a shank. Let's call it what it was. That could be me on the first tee tomorrow at Long Reef at 7:35, I reckon. Straight into that right fluff. Kicks through, Tom. Kicks through. No cover drives.
I have been looking at some golfing videos, just trying to improve. Haven't had the chance.
Don't watch videos. YouTube makes my golf videos. It's all in the
Patrick Harrington video.
It's all in the head.
From the line out, it is Gordon possession though, and they get the penalty, so it's very messy there. And handbags. Geordie Goddard had a crack at Totola there. Cecil Hildebrand in amongst it as well.
No surprises there. James Hildebrand making himself known.
Gap away, we're going back to the
now, surely.
Or is it a case at that age you kind of
in there? You were flying over there on the in the air.
Let the younger
pups do start the fight. Couple of
play the money out the line.
That's smart.
Jersey uppercuts and then walk away. Just enough to ensure that your credibility is intact.
So from the penalty, Iona drives it deep into the corner, and it's a great kick. 5-metre line out.
I caught the top cover.
Yes.
Can't be an act up and walk away.
Change his balance for playing it.
I think it's important to have someone there with you when you start it, so then you can kind of get them to take over and you walk out.
That's exactly it.
Full line out here for Vailanu, and he finds the target in Tangaloa. The ball forms immediately, and it's in the hands of the open side. They're up over the line. The tackler was underneath it. Oh. And the referee says held up.
I tell you what, man, they've gotten away with it there. How that is not a penalty try.
It's Mitch Ty.
He's done a great job to get away with that. But how that is not a penalty try is beyond me.
He's able to position himself somehow and get underneath the ball carrier.
Pretty sure that's a collapse more last time I checked, Robbie. But you know what? Gordon with this scrum, it may be a blessing in disguise because this could be a penalty try.
And they have dominated thus far today, as they have across all packs that they've come across this season. 5-metre scrum. 10 in from the left wing side. And just over 8 minutes gone in the second half. It is Gordon leading by 7 points to 3. Goddard controlling it at the back, looking for the pushover. It's picked up. Referee is playing advantage.
I think that might be a penalty try.
A metre short of the line, ball pops out, and it's dived on by Totola. Come back for the penalty. Maybe a little bit too early for the penalty try.
We've seen referees now, instead of dragging out 5 minutes on the clock, just calling it and delaying the inevitable, basically. Not delaying the inevitable, rather.
It's a really interesting balance between I've seen games where the scrum contest is so absorbing and awesome to watch.
I mean, look, it's incredibly taxing though, and the consequences of doing 5 minutes of pack sets, it's essentially like you type 5 being under a squat bar for 5 minutes. So
yeah,
it really takes a lot out of the side, and it eventually reduces the quality of the game. So I'm all for just calling it inevitable. It's going to be a penalty try if the scrum's that dominant, then going from there. And that's, I mean, but then again, you might see a tie head on this play here. So I do understand, though, why referees are not going to continually blow penalties, and they can just, you know, call it how it is from the start and blow a penalty try.
It looks like Mulkani Forval is out there for Manly in jersey 16 as well. So a change in the front row. Man, they call guns with a Z. So Gordon 7, Manly 3, half an hour remaining.
Added a lot there.
Scrum goes down in the front row, but it's short ball for Tarsi. Couple of metres short of the line, just to the left of the post. Iona measures the pass, and it's taken off the boot by Adams, bounces up kindly, and Manly can break out. Pili Gaitau crosses the 10, back up on his feet. He wasn't held.
Gordon will be furious with the lack of advantage there.
And Donlan goes to the boot, but the chase isn't there, and it's plenty of time for both Price and Tarsi, but the kick finds touch. It's a 90-metre swing.
Manly have gotten away with one
wow.
there. What happened to the advantage for a penalty?
Try for all money up at the other end of the field. A loose pass from Iona, and somehow they find themselves back on their own try line.
I think Gordon have really been dealt a hard one there, have not got the rub of the green. And they're now fighting for their life with a pretty inconsistent line out. So,
4-man line out, 5 metres out from their own line. Vailanu fires it at the front. It was a contest.
Knock on,
and it came off the hands of the Marlin jumper.
Good pressure there from the Manly Marlins pack. They know the line out's struggling. They know that Vailanu is underthrowing his line outs. Put the pressure on the front row. Let's just see how much this Manly pack has got in the tank.
For our program sponsors, Virtual Builders Australia, or residential estimating specialist, virtualbuildersaustralia.com.au. As Manly make another change at scrum half now, this time Harry Emery in jersey 21 coming on for Tim Donlan.
Experienced first grader Harry Emery, formerly of Northern Suburbs.
There's Gordon with a scrum on their own 5-metre line. Front row collapses. We'll have a reset and a chance to go around the grounds thanks to behindtheruck.com.au. At Bon Andrews, North's leading 29 points to 3 over the Hunter Wildfires. Massive score here at Lidcombe Oval. Eastwood 45, 2 Blues 0. Coogee Oval has Randwick 21 against Penrith 3. Scores are level at University Football Ground between the students and Southern Districts, 14 apiece. And similar scoreline, the draw at the moment, Pilwater Rugby Park between Warringah and West Harbour, 7-all there. From the scrum, big shove comes in from Manly, and they get the penalty. The intensity has lifted, that's for sure. Playing with their tails up. 11 and a half gone in the second half.
What a shift in momentum there from the set piece. 90 metres, this Manly side won't go away. And they're calling for a scrum.
Brave decision. Bold strategy indeed.
See how it plays off.
Oh. Incredible turnaround.
It's really hard winning at Manly. It is a hard place to win games at.
Not since 2008 have Gordon tasted victory at Manly Oval.
Jeez. Lockie Fear days, a long time ago. No beers fear.
As Gordon have made a change as well in the front row. Fa'availi has made way. I'll try to get the details of that player shortly. So Manly with the attacking scrum, 5 out from the line, 15 in from touch. Referee not happy with the contact there, so we'll have a reset.
Harry Emery, fresh legs. He'll be eyeing up an opportunity to scoot, I suspect. Manly side, the Manly crowd, they want something to cheer about here.
Can't imagine what it would have been like last weekend. Last-minute try and conversion to Hunter.
Unbelievable.
Great result for them. They finally get some points on the board as scrum comes in.
Hildebrandt missed the strike there. They got away with it though.
A collapse and it's released. Atwater just dinks it over the top, rolls it in the field, into the in-goal area, and it beats everyone into touch.
A bit perplexed by that scrum penalty, to be perfectly honest. Looked to me like James Hildebrandt has missed the strike there, and it's dropping the bind is the call from the referee. So honestly, looked to me like the Loosehead side and the Gordon pack was very dominant. I don't have it in for the Manly pack here or their scrum, but I'm genuinely surprised by that adjudication by the referee. He's made a couple of pretty funny calls at scrum time.
So it is John Tangaloa, the replacement front rower, out there now. So joins his brother, Peter. Key moment here. Well, for both sides, really.
It's like Hildebrandt's come off as well. Got a new hooker on.
Might be Nafatasi Sua who's out there.
Sua missed a strike previously there. Just new combination, getting the timing right with this halfback.
One of the recruits from New Zealand, Nafatasi Sua, plenty of experience, Mitre 10 level for Counties Manukau.
Do they even do scrums in the NPC?
Wow. It's more tackling practice, that's optional.
That's it, right.
Shove comes in, Douglas off the back, wheels away, dragged down a couple of metres short. Emery, Atwater, steps off the left. Nearly runs into the referee and he's brought down a metre out. Chance for the Marlin pack to go to work. The pick and go. Goal line defence was an outstanding effect last weekend for Gordon. Pick and go from Tangaloa.
Could be over there.
Millimetres short of the line, just to the right of the posts.
He gets some width here.
Ty has a crack. Inching towards the right-hand padding. Douglas has a go himself.
I'll go for the post here, they're smart.
Keeping things in nice and tight. 24.5 remain. And a knock on at the base of the ruck there. So it all comes to nothing.
I just don't know what the plan was there for Manly. Some pretty aimless pick and drive, piston style play. Just you got to make a decision and commit to it and have a bit of a plan of what to do in that red zone.
It looked very aimless there.
Yeah.
There was no
strategy of what they were trying to achieve. Suck them in, stick them wide. There was just absolutely kind of no plan there from Manly. We saw the same thing from Gordon, and I'm not surprised there's a knock on there.
For our program sponsors, Virtual Builders Australia, your residential estimating specialists. Just over 23 minutes remaining here. Tight encounter. Both sides have had their chances. For whatever reason, just have struggled to make hay while in opposition territory. First real sustained period on attack inside the 22 from Manly, and they really struggled to crack that defence. Perhaps taking the three might have been the better options.
Massive scrum for Manly.
Manly looked to wheel it, comes off the back to Iona, goes high, and Quinn chasing through, nearly gets the ball and man at the same time. Adams did well, and they're on the 22. Here's Douglas. The eighth man gets inside the 22 again. Atwater spins out of the tackle. Still on the 22. Right side of centre field, Emery hands it off to Dalzell. Again, Gordon committing nobody to that ruck. Atwater, Bergeron spins, offloads, gets it back. Emery, difficult pass for Ty. In fact, the pass was forward, says the referee.
It's just not coming up Manly at the moment, is it?
A lot of mistakes for the Marlins.
Geez, that last scrum though, Iona did a great job to get the exit as he did. Fantastic kid.
We go around the grounds yet again, thanks to behindtheruck.com.au. North's 29, Hunter 3 at Bon Andrews. Eastwood have raised the half-ton at Lidcombe Oval, 50 points to 7 over the Two Blues. at Coogee. Randwick 26, Penrith 3. And no changes to the scores at University Football Ground. 14-all with Southern Districts and the Students, and at Pittwater Park, 7-all between Warringah and West Harbour.
Jeez, that's a surprising one. What is happening at Rat Park?
Two sides that
are really struggling. Really
struggling at the moment, but a little bit was expected from both sides.
Yeah.
Certainly a lot better than what they are doing at the moment.
West were really disappointing versus Randwick last week, I thought. They were really disappointing.
A team with a lot of talent there. You've got Rod Davies. Jack Debrasini made an appearance last week as well.
You're expecting more from them, aren't you?
Certainly. A lot of coaches pre-season had them as dark horses.
Dark horses, yeah.
But you haven't seen anything from them yet this season.
Todd Loudon, when he was coaching there, I think that was probably the solution in my view. And he's down out south. Look what he's doing down there.
Manly wheeled the scrum yet again, but Gordon did well to get a kick upfield. It's awkward for Adams to deal with, and it finds touch inside the 22.
Another great touch there by Gordon. Iona, very delicate.
Such a classy player.
He's just really controlled this game really well. The field all peaks around the cricket pitch, then kind of fades off, and he's played that contour like an absolute mastermind.
Nafatasisua looks long, and it's batted back, but into the hands of Vailanu, who is racing through.
Still going.
Bumps his way up towards the try line. Couple of metres short, just to the left of the posts. Now Tangaloa, the prop forward, can smell the pain on the try line. Harrison Goddard digs in, has a go himself and scores! Smart play from the number 9. Spotted the gap, sold the dummy, and ducked underneath the tackle. And Gordon stretched the lead out. They now lead by 12 points to 3.
Oh, incredibly disappointing there for Manly. They should have been up the other end of the field. Found themselves in their own 22 and overthrown a line out. Great play from Gordon there, capitalising on the overthrow. Goddard, like all good halfbacks do. Johnny on the spot, scoots over, finds a gap under the sticks. That's 7 points. What really is a 14-point turnaround. Manly really should have scored the other end of the field 2 or 3 minutes ago, Robbie.
Harrison Goddard crossing the line as Iona. No problems with the extras from directly in front of the posts. 14 points to 3 with 20.5 minutes remaining here at Manly Oval. 2 from 2 off the tee for Iona. And the 4th try of the season for Harrison Goddard.
Class player, Harrison Goddard. Spent some time down at the Melbourne Rebels. Great to have him up in the Shute Shield as well. Always welcome. I'm sure he's happy to be not in Victoria as well.
Yes, yes. Although we do send our thoughts out to the people of Melbourne. Hope you're enjoying some club rugby on your Saturday afternoon. It's from the Restart Manly kick-off, and it's taken just inside the 20, or just past the 22. Gordon and Goddard from the base of the ruck goes high. Coming through there is, well, the tackle. Well, he's gotten out of one Manly player there up the left channel. It's not a bad gain of about 10, 12 metres, but the pass was awkward, and Forval left it behind.
Forval with, he's just in no man's land there.
Atwater with the inside pass to Adams.
Manly side is really struggling to stay connected.
No cohesion for the moment as Atwater launches the midfield bomb coming through Yule, but it's a great take from Graham. Fullback left high. Now Tangaloa.
It's a good carry there.
Got out of the first tackle, and it's Douglas who stayed down.
It's another great touch there.
Dinkin behind.
Harrison Goddard off his left foot.
Just smart play.
He got on a string here, this Gordon side. Really smart footy, turning Manly around. It's tough winning lineups on that side of the field. Putting pressure on the overthrow once again.
As Douglas is the man who's getting some attention in back play. Just wheeled out of that tackle attempt on Tangaloa. Maybe copped a bit of a stinger. Very slow to get back to his feet.
I've got to say, it's probably done this Manly Oval some good. The fact that COVID hit. Plenty more grass coverage than there usually is this time of the season. Also all that rain, it's notoriously patchy and hard.
Yes, especially in that cricket block area.
Many a raspberry on this field, especially for the seagoing types.
Did you ever get your jersey dirty? I mean, really?
I used to just starfishes at the end of the game, so it made it look like that I actually put my head in some rucks.
Manly with the line out.
Overthrown that too.
Overthrown. It's popped into the hands of Vailana with a short ball to Iona. Charging onto it. Gets it away to Tasi. Looking for support. Loops it up over the top. This could work. Yeah, Vailana was there.
It's just one of those days where passes like that come off.
Oh, when it works, it works.
That was All Black-esque.
Oh.
Throw it up and someone's going to come through.
The mistake from the Manly line out, and another try for Gordon. 19 points to 3 with 7.5 remaining.
It goes back to Harrison Goddard with a nice little dink off the left foot. Put pressure on the line out throw. That's 2 overthrows in a row for the replacement hooker. Johnny on the spot. Great line there for Rodney Iona, running the support line. And when you have that kind of momentum, that kind of go forward, you can throw the ball through because you know there'll be 3 or 4 guys coming forward. Could be a bridge too far here for Manly now.
It's amazing work initially to win possession off the line out and then to back up a couple of carries later.
It looks like looks to me, and no surprises there, Harley Atwater's been thrown into the side on Thursday because of BJ Hartman's calf strain.
Yep.
You're looking at a Gordon side that is winning games, playing together, is training well, and is having fun.
Just humming.
Yeah. And you've got Emery in there replacing Donlan. You've got a 10 who hasn't trained with them at all. This is a tough environment to win football games.
Iona lines up the conversion.
Gordon can't win this game now, then they ain't going to beat Manly at home ever.
We'll come back to that point.
2008, coach's curse,
Iona.
commentator's curse.
25 out, 15 in. Liked it as soon as he hit it. Raises the flag, stretches the lead out. Now it's 3 tries to 0, but scoreline of 21 points to 3. Just over a quarter of an hour remaining. It's interesting you say that. I'm pretty sure it was last year. Gordon were leading 27-10 with about half an hour to go.
Yeah, I remember this.
And they got run over. Manly win by 4.
Oh, gosh.
So the restart, taking on the 22. And Gordon.
Well, we were up versus Manly in the semi-final with 10 to go by 10 points. Then Wycliffe Palu came on the field.
Yes.
The rest is history.
You mentioned that several times.
Just chasing him. He's got a big stride on Wycliffe Palu.
Ball comes back for Iona. Just drills his kick low. Rolls up over halfway. Yule, who we haven't seen much of at all this afternoon, but chance to run in some space. Got around 1 tackle. Jordan Goddard was who missed it. Now it's Davidson. Just shy of the 22. 15 in from touch. Left wing side. Comes back for Stewart.
It's not quite short shape, man. They're running here.
Emery hands it off. I think that might be Dan Alley in jersey 19. Is Emery looking for support runners to come around. So they go to the right through Fepuliai. Centre field, 25 out. Swings it out to the left. Coffin onto Yule. Dummies. This time Goddard hangs on. So they've gone across field but are struggling to make any inroads. Bergelin, well, somehow referee has not called that a knock-on. Atwater. Nice hands. Davidson. Alley to Pili Gaitao.
Pili Gaitao's been one of their most dangerous tonight. You need the ball in his hands at this stage in the game. He's making stuff happen.
Penalty Gordon.
Yeah. It doesn't look like Manly are playing with any idea of what they're trying to do. One out running. It's a mixture of pistons and getting around the corner. It's just clear lack of control and communication from the playmakers.
And that time I think it was Loff who won the penalty. Manly player not releasing the ball in the tackle.
Looking at the Gordon side, it just looks to me like Goddard and Iona always know exactly what they're doing.
Halves combination,
got the game on a string at the moment. Benefit of momentum and a pretty solid set piece, but it's Manly side. You can tell that you can't question the effort, but it just looks to me like there's quite a disconnect between the playmakers and the rest of the team.
So another line out here for Gordon.
Can Reece Brody please get a haircut? It's just awful. It looks like a crazy cat lady from The Simpsons.
With the line out midway halfway
Take
in
a leaf out of
22.
Clay's book. Clay, his brother, has the best head of hair in the eastern suburbs.
I'm going to withhold judgment on that.
He's a real estate agent, so he should have good head of hair and a good car. You know how it works. Gordon
with the advantage. And maybe a knock on from Manly there. So it will be a scrum.
It's just not going Manly's way, is it?
Struggling to get any kind of cohesion, just build momentum, pressure or any kind of momentum.
A lot of changes too, a lot of tactical substitutions, which if you haven't played together, it often doesn't really help. We see when the Sydney University players come back, you know, the representative players, they whilst they add something individually, as a team, it's quite disruptive. And I think looking at this, you've got a new 9 on the field, a new 10, a whole new front row. A lot of these guys haven't played or traded with each other. I'm not sure if they were planned or it's a bit of a Hail Mary from the coach to try and get something going. That should be a short arm penalty, but referee. That guy's back to scrum before that referee? That's the front row.
Referee Dave Conway this afternoon. For our program sponsors, Virtual Builders Australia, your residential estimating specialist, virtualbuildersaustralia.com.au. 21 points to 3. We're just under 12 remaining in the match.
Let's go around the grounds, Robbie.
Next to behindtheruck.com.au, Norths 36, Hunter 3, Eastwood 57, Two Blues 7. As the scrum pressure comes in from Manly. We'll get back to those scores in a moment, but they've released it well. Here's Iona upright in the tackle, but he gets it down.
He's got caught high, but he's done well to get that back. Bergeland got him under the ball there and did a good job holding him up.
Margin now down the short side. Goddard swings it back infield. Here's Luff. Good driving tackle. And lose a couple of metres. Tangaloa got out of the tackle of Hapuliai. Support back on the inside from Vailanu.
Still going.
Beautiful hands here.
Here's the numbers.
Still going. Out onto the left wing side, and they're scored. Brandon Quinn scores a Gordon special. And even the Manly faithful are clapping that one. 26-3 with a kick to come.
Big boy versus big boy. Got through a gap. Vailanu was ready in there. Running a great supportive line. Got the offload away. Then came the big boys. Trying to sneak an early try. That was Brandon Quinn, though. The man who scored first will likely be the man that scores last. Geez, he's the kind of guy you want finishing off your tries left-hand wing. He had a lot of work to do. Everyone's enjoying that one.
Yeah, when the opposition crowd is clapping that, you know it's something special.
This is Gordon of old. Genuine X-factor.
Free-flowing, just not afraid to have a crack.
Yeah.
Throw the speculator ball out there, but it's coming off. And Brandon Quinn gets his second try of the afternoon, takes his season tally to 6.
This reminds me of Gordon 4 or 5 years ago. Dion Berry in their centres with Tom Matthews, playing some real enterprising rugby. Scoring some great tries, great flare out wide. Just that Gordon side didn't have those playmakers. That's what they didn't have. They didn't have a 9-10 combination. This is what they've got now. It's really a blending talents for this Gordon side. Plus you've got that Coldy kind of camaraderie where these guys have played through together. Could it be their year?
As the conversion drifts left, so first blemish on Iona's perfect record. 3 from 4 this afternoon, and the score remains 26 points to 3 with under 10 to play. As we finish off going around the grounds, thanks to behindtheruck.com.au. Randwick 40, Penrith 3. Southern Districts leading 22-14 over Sydney University, and Warringah 21, West Harbour 7. As from the restart, the kick from Gordon goes long, so it will be a line out to Manly left wing side. Just short of the 10-metre line, Gordon territory. So it's going to be tough now for Manly. You just sense that they had their opportunities and couldn't quite take it. Clean ball off the front of the line out at Water. There's an awkward pass. The line speed is amazing. Into the hands of Yule. And around the couple of tackles. Gets up over the 10. His opposite number, Iona, brings him down. Emery, right-hand side of the field. Pops it into the hands of Ali. Still there for the Marlins. Emery with the go.
Good dummy there.
Nice little dart up towards the 22. Davidson. with the support runners as well. They get up over the 22. Atwater, the wide pass, the intercept nearly came, but Bergelin couldn't hang on to it. Tarsi, the man who flew out.
The intent's there. It's just not quite in sync. They're just not quite there in sync. They probably hadn't earned the right to go wide. They need a couple more carries before executing the second man play there. Just a bit of a Hail Mary pass. No one straightening up the line. No variation. You need multiple ball carriers. Multiple options around that ball carrier, sorry. It's just a bit predictable here. Good defense from Gordon. They even had a man go up the intercept and it didn't make a difference. The numbers were that secure.
Yeah, the passing, and it's difficult to blame Atwater, as you've mentioned a couple of times, just coming in basically off one, maybe two trainings.
It's incredibly tough.
Just since that connection isn't quite there. A lot of the passes are a little bit behind the play.
Yeah. You can tell this Manly side, they're close.
But what you just, like you say, they're close, but when it does click, they could be a very dangerous team.
Yeah, absolutely. Individually on paper, they're a really solid side. Again, I'm just not quite sure what the plan was, bringing all these players off the bench. It's really hard to come on the field and bring 3 or 4 players in at different times and expect it to be a seamless transition.
Free kick goes to Manly. So they win something against the Gordon feed there. Yeah, you just get just feel it around the ground. Air's been really taken out.
Yeah. This is a 4-try to zip Drummond. This is a good win by Gordon. And their maturity to kind of, and composure to kind of stay in the game, even when things and scrum penalties weren't going their way. They've really, really kicked on here. This is a mature performance. It's got the X factor of a Gordon side, but that composure, though, of an experienced and tenured side. The Goddard brothers have been around. Roddy Yona's been around the traps. You've got the X factor of Brendan Quinn. Bruce Brody's played a lot of rugby. Plus, you've got the crux in this tight 5. This is a good side.
Chance here from the scrum for Manly as they swing it out to the right. It lands in the hands of Fraser Tui. Harrison Goddard pleading with the referee for a penalty. Still in possession with the Marlins through Stewart. Second rower up towards and over the 22. Penalty to the Gordon Stags. In over the top. Or maybe even taking the player out there. No, referee says player not releasing Van Stewart in the tackle. He did get up and have a second crack at it. Didn't quite release the ball there, so Manly another opportunity in pretty good attacking position.
James Luff again.
Comes to nothing.
Great turnover. Good to see that from your 7 on his feet. Challenging the ball, even in 75th minute of the game. It's what you expect from Gordon. They got the tails up here. This is a confident side. They are going to be incredibly hard to beat. Be interested to see the effect of these Super Rugby players coming back and who comes back and when they come back. And they're the tough questions. But Gordon looked to be the team to beat at the moment, I've got to say.
Can you imagine Jack Dempsey coming back into this team? What he could add.
Jack Dempsey is a good person to bring back into the side. He played juniors with a lot of these guys. As a ball carrier, he'd slot in seamlessly. You almost think that with Sydney University, with all these players coming back, is it going to be too disruptive?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think uni winning is a foregone conclusion like many people
certainly
are
not. Certainly not. Throw Carmichael Hunt into the equation as well. Is playing extremely good football for the Tars at the moment. Did have the odd run around in Shute Shield last season for Gordon.
Carmichael Hunt, what he's brought to the Waratahs. The way that he straightens up the line, how physical he is at contact.
The leadership qualities
he's an
shown.
Outstanding player.
Clean line-out win for Gordon. Centrefield now, Iona swinging it out to the left-hand side or from left to right. The dummy and a good gain of about 10-15 metres. Copped a little bit of a high shot. Referee says it was okay and they've lost ground here. They're back towards the 10-metre line. They stay short side. Tarsi heads back in field and Vailanu can't hang on to it. So a little bit scrappy there. And just under 4 to play in the match. Gordon with the bonus point. And looking very likely to break a 12-year drought here at Manly Oval. And for a team that is averaging 10 points conceded per game, and on attack, it's up around the 50 mark this season. Incredible numbers.
God, I love seeing Gordon score tries. And they're great long-range tries, and there's, you know, 7 or 8 passes and 4 or 5 different people touches, and they're class quality tries from this Gordon side.
Manly with the scrum feed.
That's a good scrum from Manly.
At 12 short of halfway, it wheels around. Referee Dave Conway is playing advantage. Emery comes back for Atwater, looks long with the kick and angling it towards the sideline, and no advantage there.
How does he remember that advantage, but he didn't off the one off that scrum? Unbelievable.
So we'll come all the way back for the scrum. Oh, sorry, for the penalty from the scrum. 15 in from left wing side, about 12 metres short of halfway.
So Manly can salvage something here. Fortunately, it's only been penalties which have sort of allowed them to get into the red zone there of the Gordon side.
The discipline has been pretty good.
Yeah, agreed. This Gordon side is playing some mature rugby. Interesting to see how Manly bounce back here.
The Marlins have the line out throw. 5 short of the 22. Gordon territory. Thrown in by Sewer. Clean take in the middle. Down for Emery to Atwater. Pili Gaitao heading across field. Straightening up towards the 22.
Dangerous all game, Robbie.
Oh, there's a knock on in contact there. So he's, as the story of the Marlins, they're threatening, but it just always seems to fall apart.
Picking and probing. They look dangerous. They look dangerous. Just let down by those small handling errors. Pili Gaitao is absolutely outstandingly dynamic runner. Looked dangerous there. Cross field and straightened up. Was looking for a man on the inside offload. Again, though, Gordon's defence is so patient. Minimal commitment to the breakdown. They're fanning out. Their line speed's good. The inside low tackle focus. Not committing to the breakdown. And just clinical stuff.
There's no shooters or anything. It's just all connected. Clinical. Yeah.
It looks like a Rob Taylor coach side. Very similar.
So credit to the Gordon coaching staff there. As from the scrum, they'll get the penalty. Manly, as they have on a couple of occasions, looking to wheel it, put some pressure on there.
I've got to say, it looks to me there that Reece Brody was getting brought in on. Looks like it's come from the touch judge, that call. A lot of changes in that Manly forward pack. You wonder if they were pre-made decisions even.
So time ticking down. 30 seconds remaining in the match. Gordon will come away with the bonus point win. Continue their unbeaten start to season 2020 in the Shute Shield. As from the line out, clean win at the front. Iona. Nice hands out to McDonald. There's plenty of replacements out there for Gordon. Stretching across field. Tuimalia Lafano did well to hang on to that one.
It's a great starter play by Gordon there. Just clinical. Great meters gain there.
20 out from the line. Swings it out to the blind side. Here's Tassi again. Replacement scrum half for Gordon. Gets it away in the hands of Geordie Goddard. 15 in from touch. Right wing side. Now it's centre field. Iona short ball. Tangaloa got out of a couple of tackles. Big Bosco Tangaloa.
Numbers left here. Good
loose ball popped out.
Manly.
And its possession is turned over. Emery through the hands. Coffin. Krier is out there as well in jersey 22. 10 metres out from their own line in possession. Just looking for something. The bell's gone. So the drought has been broken for Gordon. First win in 10 years. First win at Manly in 12 as Atwater looking for the crossfield kick. 50-50 ball there. Tui and Tuimalia Lafano. And it came off the Gordon player. And that'll do it. Dave Conway blows an end to a pretty entertaining game. Gordon convincing yet again. Getting the bonus point win. Their first win at Manly Oval since 2008. Full time. Gordon 26, Manly 3. And Tom Coolican, the Gordon juggernaut, just rolls on.
Just continues. The show must go on. What a combination of X Factor and flair. And just the way that the playmakers of that side, Goddard and Iona, just controlled the game, had it on a string. And that was probably the difference in my view. Just the way they controlled the game, that game management. That was the difference, I'd say.
For a player like Rodney Iona, who's got test match experience, Super Rugby experience, he's travelled around the world. He just looks like a player who knows his game.
Absolutely. Look, as a forward, you want to be told what to do. You want your team to be going forward. You want to look up from a scrum or a ruck and see the ball dribbling in to touch 40 metres downfield, which is what Rodney Iona and Harrison Goddard were doing. So, I mean, a clinical performance of Gordon. It took him a while to get things going. No surprises there, coming off a big win last week. But once, you know, they got the diesel warmed up and the momentum started to get going, they weathered that storm. They had a bit of adversity there, you know, with refereeing decisions and whatnot, and they managed to put away Manly, you know, quite convincingly, I think, there.
A double to Brandon Quinn, the Aussie Sevens flyer, and also tries to Harrison Goddard and Mahi Vailanu. Rod Iona, 3 from 4 off the kicking tee, and the sole points for the home side. Manly came through the boot of the returning Harley Atwater. Sole penalty to open the scoring for the match on a tough day out for Atwater, off 1.5 training sessions, really. So concerning time for Matt McGoldrick and the coaching staff here at the Marlins.
I think I'd be safe to say that both teams north of the Spit Bridge probably are struggling a little bit this season. Interesting to see how they bounce back. Long way to go still, Robbie.
Long way to go, but it is a sprint to the finish. And in a truncated season, it's any team that can rack up the wins. It's going to hold them in good stead. We'll take one final look around the grounds thanks to behindtheruck.com.au at Bon Andrews, Norths 43, Hunter 10. At Lidcombe Oval, Eastwood 57, the Two Blues 14. Coogee Oval, Randwick 54, Penrith 3. And Penrith were leading that game 3-0.
Unbelievable.
Similar to Manly here today. And out at the University Football Ground, this could be anything. It's a tight game. Southern Districts 22, University 21. Can't be too much longer left in that one. And out at Petwater Rugby Park, Warringah 28, West Harbour 7. So at least the Rats are on the board. Finally get some kind of good result. And anyone interested in the A-League, switch it on over to Swy Sport 2. Sydney FC taking on Western United. Sydney FC being handed the Premier's plate this afternoon. And Julian Dorr calling his 100th A-League match as well. So congrats, Julian. But from Manly Oval, it's a pretty convincing day out. The Gordon Juggernaut rolling on. It's been a pretty good day out as the sun sets here on the Northern Beaches. Tom, pleasure as always, mate. Well done.
Absolutely, Robbie.
You made it.
Yes, got here in time.
Hope you enjoyed the coverage on swy999.com.au and on Clutch TV, streaming on Facebook. Get on the Clutch TV app as well. It's your home of grassroots rugby streaming, doing some fantastic work out in the communities there. But another afternoon done and dusted in the Shute Shield. On behalf of the crew here, I'm Robbie Feldman saying good night. Gordon, the machine rolls on. 26 points to 3 winners over Manly.